everybody. Welcome to another edition of Box Seats. I'm your host, Frank Holder. This is the show where we talk about sports with comedians. And let's get the show started. My man coming into the building right now is known worldwide as one of the New York Kings of comedy. My man T. What's up? How you doing, sir?
Hey, man, I'm fantastic, man. I'm very studious today. Feel me? Got a little shape up and everything.
Oh, yeah, you did. And you even did your beard today. That's a good thing.
I stay fresh. Fresh.
I'm almost getting sick with the waves that you wait. I'm getting seasick with the waves.
Get seasick, son.
I'm getting seasick with the waves. My man Fig is in the building. What's up, Fig?
Hey, man, I'm here. I see Talon is ready for his first day of school. Got his outfit all ironed and laid out on the bed.
Yeah. My man Daniel Dugas in the building too. I haven't seen
What's
him
up,
in a while.
brother?
How you doing,
What's
sir?
up, man? Hey, man, you know I'll be on them ships like 2-3 weeks a month sometimes, man. So there's no Wi-Fi. I be watching y'all though.
You getting that money though, son?
Yeah, Fig be the only one that be liking my comments when I be listening to y'all. Y'all be ignoring me, man, and I don't appreciate that, Frank. You could throw me a lob.
I can't throw you nothing, bro. I'm doing the show. I can't throw you nothing. I can't see the comments.
Okay, talent.
My man Rodney Perry's in the building too. What's up, Rodney Perry? How you doing, bro?
Frank don't know how to multitask.
Yeah, right. Rodney Perry's in the building. So this is the show. I'm waiting for my man Mike Sean to jump in, man. I hope y'all did your homework today. Because if y'all
wait for Mike Sean. You ever notice that?
If y'all did your homework today, this is gonna be a great show because I can't wait to jump in and
I'm gonna wing it.
Some of the questions. I know you're gonna wing it. I ain't even. We are.
I'm winging it. I got the questions too late.
Yeah,
I like wings.
So before we jump in and we start jumping into doing the show, man. First of all, thanks to everybody out there who's watching. Thanks to the ladies out there and gentlemen who are up there commenting. We appreciate you all. We're gonna have a great show today. Before we jump into
you don't want to shout anybody out individually?
Rodney, can I do the show, bro? Can I do it?
Go ahead.
So before we jump into it, Talon, I'm gonna start with you. To no surprise, Brittany Griner news jumped off this morning. I don't know. I saw it about an hour before while I was doing this and everything else, man. Brittany Griner is getting ready to be interrogated by the Russian judge overseeing the trial, which is different. Obviously, we're used to a different court system here. Over there, the judge who sits there and presides, they do the questions. They do the stuff, the asking and everything else. So I was really shocked when I read through this real fast. I was shocked about this and everything else. Meanwhile, her defense team is going to be sitting there trying to figure out how to respond. And she has a defense up there where she's saying she's trying to say the cannabis is prescribed as a killer, as a painkiller for her. Do you think she's going to be prepared for this thing? You think she's going to be prepared for this?
I think, man, after being over there for weeks, brother, anybody that's in another country abroad with any legality situations like this for this long, it's been a while. So I think nothing's going to surprise her at this point, bro. I think if this was a week or two in, you could say she wouldn't be prepared or be thrown off her game. I think at this stage of it, Frank, this is all, steps along the way. And I think she's just so over this thing right now. I think if she was going to mess it up, she would have messed it up by now. I think she's ready. I think she's prepared.
You think she's prepared? Fig, you think she heard enough of the justice system and how it works that she could be prepared on how to handle this and everything else? Or because if she loses, unlike us, you got parole, probation. If she loses, she's looking at 10 years. You know what I mean? Like that's what they're saying. So,
Frank, I'm just appalled at the fact that you let Talent get away with talking about overseas with abroad. I'm like, man, come on, man. We got to talk about women better than that. We ain't calling them broads no more, man. They're African queens, Talent. They're not abroad. No, man, listen. I think this is just regular stuff, man. They giving her 10 years regardless. You know what I mean? And she's getting time. She's not going to get away. Everybody that goes to court in Russia is guilty. Period. You're guilty. And that's why they put in the guilty plea. And that's the only way the United States can negotiate her release. She has to be guilty because the guilty person that we have over here, in order to make it a fair trade, you got to have somebody guilty over there. So she had to plead guilty, man. So it doesn't matter. Everything that goes on in the courts right now is a formality.
I didn't even look at it like that. You're absolutely right, because they want to trade a guilty person for a guilty person. Daniel Dugar, do you think it goes lines of what Fig is saying?
I mean, it's like this brother have an anniversary and post pictures of him and his wife, and he just coming up sounding like a lawyer on CNN or something, man. I agree with what Fig is saying, man. I think her team over there is basically telling her, hey, look, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. I think Russia is going to definitely give her some time, because I think they're trying to send a message as a power country to set an example, because they're not happy with some of the sanctions and the things that we are doing with Ukraine. So I think an example is about to be made. And we also got to understand, man, when you travel abroad, not with abroad, but overseas, you got to be respectful to the laws, man. I don't care if you got a prescription or not. If you know Russia don't roll like that, your people should tell you, hey, look, you probably don't want to do this.
Right.
Yeah, because if you get caught with that, whew, Rodney Perry, you got the last word on this topic, man. What's your thoughts?
I mean, you know, I've been all over the world. Dugar and I have been to Compton, Cairo, Frisco to Maine, and you do have to be careful, man, as you travel and gallivant around the world. One word comes to mind as I hear this, and I don't know if y'all are familiar with this this word FUGT. And in short, Brittany is fucked.
Thanks a lot, Rodney. I appreciate that. All right, so now we get ready to jump into the regular questions of my Mount Rushmore questions. Now, I sent you guys these questions. I wanted to see if you guys could come up with this, and I'm gonna start it right with this. I wanted to find out who is your Mount Rushmore of your most hated, not necessarily you, but most hated athletes in your perception in any sport. Just four. I don't need 4 of every sport. I need 4 in any sport. And I'm gonna go first so I can set the tone. And Fig, I know Fig, I'm gonna throw it to you. I'm gonna throw you the lob next, Fig. The 4 most hated athletes, I think, in any sport, besides the LeBron, I'm not gonna pick the obvious. I'm not picking the obvious. I think Tim Tebow has got to be one of the most hated athletes, because when he was running, doing his thing, everybody hated him. And a lot of people loved him, but everybody else around the country, when he was playing the college sport, I think everybody hated him. I think Allen Iverson had to be another one of the most hated people, because a lot of people could not stand when he was doing the cornrows and everything else, and he was changing the dressing code of the NBA. He had a lot of heat on him at the time. A lot of people could not stand him. Tom Brady at the time, at the height of he's my number 3rd one. Tom Brady at the height of when the Patriots was winning Super Bowls has got to be the most hated athlete, I think. And Larry Bird was universally hated by almost every black man walking in America when he was at the height of his career in the NBA. I think those, to me, are my 4 most hated athletes at the time. You know, and of course, I could go on. I could do 20 up there real fast. But Fig, tell me your 4 most hated athletes.
Oh yeah, perfect. You getting me, Frank? Before you move on, can I say boo to your whole list?
Yeah, you can. I hope your list is better. But go ahead, Fig. Go ahead, Fig. What's your 4?
I went modern day. I didn't go all the way back to well, you know what I did? I did have one. I went with Patrick Beverly.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Is he over there?
People don't like Patrick Beverly unless he's on your team. And you know, to be honest with you, that's the kind of guy that you love to have on your team. But if you playing somebody else, they hate Patrick Beverly. Draymond Green. Players hate Draymond Green. They can't stand him. And the fact that he keeps on winning makes them hate him even more. Draymond Green is hated. Rajon Rondo. Lord have mercy.
What you looking at?
That's what I want to know. Who's over there?
This dude spit on Chris Paul. He spit in his face. I was so happy I didn't know what to do. I didn't want them to break that fight up. I wanted to see that fight. I wanted to see Rajon Rondo and Chris Paul go at it. That's what I wanted to see. And last on my list is Chris Paul. I know a lot of people say Chris Paul is a great player, whatever, and stuff like that. But people, I don't think they really like Chris Paul. They like his business acumen. You know what I mean? He's a good businessman. But as far as being, he sort of gets under people's skin. And honorable mention from the Detroit Pistons, Isaiah Thomas. I don't think people particularly care for him. I think they tolerate him, but I don't think they particularly care for him.
Vic, I don't have no problem with your list. The only problem I have with your list is that it's all NBA players. You know what I mean? Like, you're right. They all those guys are hated. But 4 players in any sport. But you got 4. Hey,
I just haven't to pick that. You just said players. I just haven't picked that yet.
You're right with that. Dugai, you got your 4? Dugai, you got
Yeah,
your 4?
I was really trying to understand why Fig just went with basketball, man.
It's okay.
It's my favorite sport. That's why.
Right. For me, I'm gonna say Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Ron Artest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Kurt Schilling.
Kurt Schilling?
Yeah, nobody likes that racist.
Kurt Schilling?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'm gonna say a tie between Brady and LeBron.
Okay, I knew somebody was gonna say LeBron up there. I hope
Well, I
Rodney
mean,
Perry's ready with his one.
oh, you know what? Okay, yeah. It's as far as fan base, but as far as player base, players hating other players, I would say Draymond. I would say Curry. I would say Braun, and I would say Beverly.
Okay.
And
Talent,
Chris Paul. I don't even like Chris Paul. I like his game, but I don't really care for him.
Talent, you look like you're still thinking. Should I come back to you? Right? Should I come back
No,
to you?
I'm good. I'm just, I was wondering what the hell Fig was looking at. Like all those people he named was in his house. He's like,
Hold on, stay like that. You look like a tight, sharpened, laser lined up penny. Turn to the
Look.
side again.
Look, I go Fig. Fig said Patrick Beverly,
Woo, look at that line. Woo.
Rajon Rondo. I'm like, are these Negroes in his house?
Yes.
Listen, here's the thing. First of all, this is how you know the world is racist, even in sports, because blacks could hate whites and the whites could hate the blacks, because that's how we grew up on sports. You can't tell me all of us hated the Bill Lambiers and the Danny Ainges when they played, and the white people hated the Jim Browns and the Bill Russells because of the whole civil rights thing. But in every sport, the most hated people, we got to keep it real. And basketball got to go hands down right now to LeBron. He got the most haters. It's a thin line between love and hate. And he got the most haters because he's argumentatively the GOAT or the greatest to play. So in basketball, you got LeBron. And boxing, Mike Tyson. Hands down.
Mayweather. I would say Mayweather.
No, you hating on Mayweather now. They hate on Mayweather money. They hated Tyson because the same reason you hate on LeBron, the argument of Ali Tyson. Ain't no Ali Mayweather argument. It was always in the heavyweights is their own class. So I'm gonna say Mike Tyson. In baseball, I think somebody said Barry Bonds, but I'm gonna say Pete Rose.
Pete Rose, yes, sir.
I'm gonna say Pete Rose is the most hated.
Yeah.
Right? And
only by the commissioner, though. Everybody else loved Pete.
That's true. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. For a long time, in golf, it was Tiger Woods. For a long time. Because Tiger Woods, when he came into the game and started getting all that recognition, most black people felt like he was shunning his blackness, trying to act like he was other than. So it caught up to him and kind of leveled the playing field. Now, people get empathetic about when he got in trouble and the car accident and all that, and him fighting back. We always love an underdog come back because that's black people in general. We underdogs and we fight our way to the top. So there's my 4 right there.
That's not a bad 4. My man, the business bully, is joining the show. How you doing, Dave? How's everything?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Welcome back, Dave.
You feeling better?
Yeah, man. I'm feeling a lot better. Some days are better than others, but today I'm good.
You look like you lost weight, man. You look good.
Thank you.
Right
brother.
now, we're gonna come back to you in a second, Dave. My man Rodney Perry, who trashed my list, he better have a better list. Who is the 4 most hated? Because I'm ready to jump all over your trashy list. It's trash. I ain't even heard it yet.
Well, you're absolutely right, Frank. I despise your list, and there's nothing you can do about mine. So let's go. A couple of mine were said, so I'm just gonna breeze across these. Mayweather, absolutely the most hated man in the ring. The way he fought, his defensive style, defensive prowess made people not like him. They say he wasn't punchy enough, he shouldn't have punched. But Mayweather says, and I quote, at least I can think. Anyway, LeBron James, of course. We find occasion every day to hate on LeBron James on this show alone. We could be talking about hockey and Figure bring up how LeBron didn't make no goals last night. So
Right.
that's just what it is. You
Oh,
shut your mouth.
LeBron
It's your mouth, Fig. Don't say nothing.
Talk about hockey. Pop LeBron James.
Anyway, Chris Paul is absolutely one of the most hated players in the league. The other players hate him. Only people that don't hate Chris Paul are the people that play with him, and
Right.
that speaks volumes to who he is. Also, man, this guy gets no love in the boxing world. Apollo Creed, man. Apollo Creed, he got murdered in the ring, man, and he beat the Great White Hope, and you can only love him for that. And finally, my last pick, King Vic, the last dog that was
I knew Roddy Perry's list was gonna be trash. I knew.
hold on, shut your mouth, Frank. Hold it. The last dog that fought in the ring, he didn't snitch. He was all there for the fighting. So mad love to King Vic, and for the record, he won his final fight, but he took a lot of hate for it.
All right, Dave. The questions are: who are the 4 most hated in any sport? If you had to put a Mount Rushmore up the top of your head,
King Vic wants to be on the end too. He wants to be on the end, so he can
any sport, anytime. Who would the 4 most that come to your mind?
First of all, let's just start off with MMA, shall we? Conor McGregor. I hate him.
Yeah,
Everybody
good
hates
one,
Conor
good
McGregor.
one.
Conor McGregor walks around. First of all, Conor McGregor's not even doing a Conor McGregor impersonation. Conor McGregor is doing a Vince McMahon impersonation. You know, he saunters to the ring like Vince McMahon. He yells and screams and says whatever he needs to say in order to sell fights. He is the white Floyd Mayweather. That's his whole gag, and he plays it very, very well to the point where, like, I was ready to call Minister Farrakhan and see what we had to do about getting this white boy seen. Sammy Sosa. First of all, Sammy Sosa is a religious man. God bless him. And I think it's important that you look up Matthew 5:15. It says, "Do not hide your light under a bushel, but let it be plain for everyone to see." And he has gotten out of the darkness and bleached his way into the light. That man, his light, his game has lit up the world. I think somebody needs to give Sammy Sosa the respect his bleach deserves. I mean, he deserves. To Uncle Rodney's point, and I think he's on to something, but, beyond Apollo Creed, there is one person that took Rocky Balboa to the limit that no one talks about, and Rocky never, ever, ever got a rematch, and that is one Clubber Lang. Clubber Lang is the only person who has not gotten any type of resurgence, but he literally not only beat the brakes off of Rocky Balboa, but he beat him so bad that Apollo Creed had to take Rocky Balboa to the hood to give him some rhythm. When a black man has to help the white man get some rhythm and take him into the hood in order for him to get the fear of God in him, Clubber Lang is a bad, bad man. And finally, the one person that all you raggedy Negroes hate on, who is arguably the greatest but most hated athlete in the history of sports, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. You're welcome.
Hey, Frank.
Hold on. I got one problem.
Okay.
Why you almost killed Sammy Sosa? He said, "God bless his soul."
Right.
Because he's a ghost, talent. He's a ghost.
I had to piggyback on that, mate. Either you knew and had the time for the questions, which you did not. That was brilliant, man. The fact that you quoted scripture on Sammy Sosa and you act like you was actually reading it from nothing.
Hey, listen.
You can't
Dugard haven't been to church in a while because that's not real scripture. That was actually from Clash of the Titans.
Right. I'm gonna take Rodney Perry's word. Hey, that was amazing.
And what?
All right,
Matthew
let's go ahead
5:15.
and keep the show rolling. Oh, before I forget, my man Kev threw out the name John Rocker, and I forgot about John Rocker. I didn't even know.
Who?
John Rocker, the baseball pitcher.
Exactly.
He said that people should speak English who play baseball.
Wow.
Hey,
That's why Sammy Sosa got that bleach.
Hey, be
Why you-
careful,
why you
man. 'cause
playing?
then
I
you gotta
kinda
come
agree
for
with
Big
him.
Papa.
All right, so I hope
Sammy
y'all got
Sosa
your
is straight up whiter than the
hope-
whitest white man.
I hope
I
y'all
don't
got
know
your
why
pictures
y'all
ready.
didn't feel my pick. King Vic came through. He didn't snitch. You know what? It's okay.
Y'all ready for the next one? Y'all ready for the next one? My Mount Rushmore. All right. Now, some of you all had a chance to think of this before. Some of y'all didn't. And I'm gonna start with Dugar first because Dugar didn't have much time, and I think he's gonna come off the top of his head with some great ones. The Mount Rushmore of the 4 worst trades in NBA history. 4
All right.
worst. And I think I'm gonna throw my 4 out there first. Okay, my
Mhm.
4 worst. It's got to be Kobe Bryant to the Lakers for Vlade
Yep.
Divac. It's got to be number 1. Like I
Yeah,
don't
from
think that.
Charlotte to the Lakers. That's one.
And let me just preface this to say these trades have got to be as bad as the guy who said no to Star Wars over at Universal. It's got to be that bad where you sit there and go, why? Like the guy who said no to Star Wars right now. I don't think he ever got employed after that. So it's got to be 4
Ever.
Yeah, it got to be like that. The other
He work at Sonic now. He work at Sonic.
Oh, you must have saw him. So there you go. All right,
I just bought some food from him today.
the other one has got to be when the Nets sent Dr. J to Philly. That trade has got to be the worst, one of the worst.
It's the greatest. What are you talking about?
But there was a reason for that too.
I know. Let me just finish. I know. You can jump into all that. The Blazers trading Moses Malone in 76 to Philly. And of course, Dennis Johnson for Rick Roby has got to be my number 1. Like that was the worst. I think that was one of the worst. Besides the other. So you go ahead, do guys, since you got NBA off the brain right now. What's your 4? I know you got 4, and there's a whole bunch. There's 4, but this is the 4 worst trades in NBA history.
I will say the Charlotte Laker thing with Kobe and Vlade.
That's one.
Also, I will say who was them cats that went to Brooklyn? Was it KG Pearson?
And KG Pierce and the kid who used to play for Dallas Mavericks, the point guard who used to play for Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, that was horrible. And
so that's 2.
And I would say the one with Scottie Pippen from Seattle to Chicago.
That's 3.
And then I would say Kevin Durant to Golden State.
That's 4. Yeah, the Scottie Pippen. I had Scottie Pippen to the Bulls for Olden Polynice. I had that there too as my honorable mention. I think that was pretty bad. Fig, you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go. You got a couple of mine. So I had Dr. J to Philly from the Nets.
That's one.
Kobe Bryant is the obvious one. Dirk Nowitzki to Dallas for Tractor Trailer.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Wow.
I'm
That's
like, good Lord. And Milwaukee when they traded Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to the Lakers.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Hey,
And honorable mention, all of the TV executives that turned down the Cosby Show because they didn't think anybody would watch it. NBC picked it up. All of them sons of mothers. They all working at McDonald's trying to be members of the management team.
Hey, Frank, that Figs is not fair because I actually freestyled mine and he looked at some paper.
Rodney Gray, what's yours?
And I'm gonna be faking it if I say I'm gonna do this, so I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can read it. I got 5 of them, but it's horrible. All right. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to the Lakers for Junior Bridgman, Dave Myers, Elmore Smith, and Brian Winters. Who the hell is those guys? That's all I got.
That's one.
You remember Junior Bridgman?
Those 4 guys.
That's 4 guys. This is the
That
4
counts.
It's all
He-
the one.
He condensed. He put them all together.
Oh,
It was concentrated.
No, it was all those guys for Kareem.
Yeah.
So that's it, Ronnie. That's it. That's you're done.
I'm a cream on that by myself.
Okay, so Talent, I know you got a list.
Yeah. 4 worst trades ever. Construction, heating and air conditioning, carpentry, and landscaping.
Yeah.
Worst trade you could ever go into.
Hey, you can make some bank in landscaping though.
It pays.
Hey,
The work trade in there it's not a good trade to have.
It is a tough
The
trade.
amount
Yeah,
of
you're
work
right.
that go into it to get that money. My landscape, one of them died yesterday right there in front of y'all. 98 trees.
Is he still out there? Is he still
No.
out there?
no, notice Talent did not say the one trade he did not mention was plumbing.
Right. No, plumbing's good. That's good money.
That's good pipe.
It's a dirty job. This is a dirty job.
Laying pipe is a good job. Laying
Y'all
pipe
can't
is
all talk
definitely a
over
good
each
job.
other. Y'all can't all
All
talk
right,
over each other. Go ahead, T.
Here we go. Worst trades ever. I'm a New York Knicks fan. Carmelo Anthony.
Yes, sir.
We gave up a whole team, and it didn't pan out. So in retro, you got to get at one of the worst trades ever. James Harden recently to the Sixers. They thought they was going to make a bump up and make a move. They got rid of a dude that wasn't playing for a dude that came there and still didn't play. Bernard King. My New York Knicks bailed on Bernard King when the knees went bad, and he still came back and made an all-star again.
Yeah.
All right. He got the comeback player of the year after that again, too. So he's still 4 or 5-time NBA All-Star. That era on the Knicks, he was the face of the Knicks, and they still betrayed him. And last but not least, it's going on right now. Mark my word, whatever's going on in Brooklyn with Kyrie and Durant will go down in history as the worst trade ever.
I got to
Wow.
give you that one, T.
Carpentry.
No love for Jesus.
Great list. Business Bully, what's your 4 worst trades in NBA history?
Wow. Okay, so I'm a Philadelphian, so this is real easy. Let's just start the bidding at I don't know. Charles Barkley to the Phoenix Suns. I don't even remember who we got. I do remember that the very next year, my beloved Charles Barkley was in the NBA Finals, and the only thing that stopped him was his airness. That's just one. Everybody they got rid of after Iverson took us to the championship. That's 2. Let's see here. No, I actually like Dr. J coming from the Nets to Philly, so that's definitely not the worst. I don't know what you people are talking about, but the most reprehensible and disgusting trade in NBA history, according to my black behind, is Manute Bol to the Golden State Warriors. Manute Bol averaged half a point a game with Philadelphia, and then went and led the league in 3-pointers for a season at Golden State.
Right. Facts.
Philadelphia is cursed.
That's a
That's
great
a fact.
list. That's a great list. That's a
Yeah,
great
y'all
list.
weren't expecting that. Look,
Led the
Lugar,
league-
no
led the
notes.
league in 3-point what?
3-pointers for that
Who?
season. Yeah. Manute Bol.
No, he did not.
It's a joke. Can you let the joke be the joke?
Well, you need to set it up better than that.
As soon as you
You
give
got
me
mad,
that,
he believed you. You got mad, he believed you.
that's why he's really mad.
All right,
No,
so now,
I had to raise an eyebrow. I was like,
He was like, wait, what?
all right, so now since we did the 4 worst, let's do the 4 best. All right, the 4 best trades, in my opinion, for me, got to be Paul Gasol when he got traded to the Lakers. That's number 1. I think that's a great trade for Paul Gasol. Number 2, for me, it's got to be when the Celtics ended up making a trade and got Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale from 2 separate teams. That's got to be number 2 for me. Number 3 has got to be, for me, it's got to be when the Rockets traded for Clyde Drexler. That was a great trade for them. And the final one, I think, I was on the border with this, but when the Philadelphia 76ers made a huge splash in 2001, and they got Dikembe Mutombo from the Hawks, and the Sixers sent Theo Ratliff, Tony Kukoc, Nazir Mohammed, and P.B. Sanchez to Atlanta in exchange for Mutombo. And of course, Mutombo ended up helping the Iverson get to the finals that year. I think that's got to be the best trade, especially for Philadelphia. So who wants to go for the 4 best trades? Who wants to go?
I got you.
Go ahead, T.
You got you beat me to it.
Pharmaceutical. Real estate. Plumbing. All right, here we go. Best trade.
Man, let me add to that for talent.
Go ahead.
Phoenix ice water salesman.
Oh wait, no. Hey, and let me add to that one. Pimping.
Good answer. We're gonna take this to Family Feud.
That's it. That's the home run. Hey, listen, 2 of them you got that I got, Frank. I agree with you on the Mutombo Sixer trade. They went all the way to the finals with that. That was the instant. You know how you got instant coffee and you got to ground out. That was instant coffee right there. Great trade. I'm even going to add Kevin Johnson to the Suns.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Great contenders after that trade, and that was where he would make his bread and bones. Clyde Drexler to the Rockets, which was so dope. So dope that he worked out with the owner to maximize the contract right before the trade. So he got the money and he got the chips. That was probably single-handedly the best one. And last but not least, I got to give it to my man, the trade that the Utah Jazz made to get Jeff Hornacek.
Mm-hmm.
Changed the whole landscape. And as you see, they would make it to the finals to lose to Jordan as well. But after they pull all those pieces together. Boom.
There you go. There, boom. Fig, you got yours ready?
Yeah, man. We got James Harden to the Houston Rockets. It's an amazing trade for Houston, man. Put them on the map. Denver pulled off a coup by duping the Knicks and getting Wilson Chandler, Raymond Felton, Timothy Mozgov, and 2 first-round picks. They was in the playoffs every year after that trade. Unfortunately for the Knicks, Carmelo Anthony couldn't play by himself. How many is that? That's 2?
2 more.
Trying to think off the top of my head, man. Who else was a great trade, man, that made some noise? Right off the top, my man Dennis Rodman.
Damn it!
To the Chicago Bulls. That was an amazing trade for them, man. They got 3 championships out of Dennis. And last but not least, nobody said attorney. That's a great trade to be in, an attorney, because they get paid whether they
What?
Wow.
All right, who wants to go next? Dave? You
Yeah,
got 4?
I think I got 4.
Go ahead, Dave.
Let's see. I think Shaquille O'Neal to the Lakers.
Yes, sir.
That was a free agent signing.
Okay, that's a free agent signing. You're right.
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal, when he got away from Kobe and started talking about how his ass tastes, that was good.
Whoa.
That was a song. That was a song.
Shaq went to Miami was a trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Back to Miami. Listen, I'm a businessman. Leave me alone. I had another one that was really good. It's going to come to me. In the meantime, though, I have another trade that I think is overlooked, underrated, and extremely lucrative, and that is adult film fluffer. You know what I'm saying? The job sucks. Frank, the job sucks, but the benefits are amazing, man.
The job sucks.
It literally does.
Do you want me to come back to you, Dave?
Yeah, come back to me. I'm gonna have some more in a minute.
Rocky Perry, you got yours?
Man, it's a tough list. Y'all said mostly everybody, but as I'm really searching my mind, I see this one. What's the gentleman on All the Smoke podcast? The light skinned gentleman.
Oh, Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes. Shouts out to his wife. She made a trade.
With you, Rodney. I'm with you, Rodney. I'm on the same page.
She
Yo.
put Matt Barnes on the chopping block, and she went and got
Derek
LA
Fisher?
Laker.
Fisher.
Yeah,
Derek Fisher. Thank you, Drew. Out of LA.
Yo.
That has proven to be a trade up, and they're currently cohabiting with the family. I mean, it's so many ladies that made the upgrade in the NBA. So I'm working on that list right now. Give me a couple minutes.
All right, I'll go back. You got
I was with you, Rodney. I was with you, bro. I saw your eyebrow go like that, and I said, "Here it comes." Here it comes. Right off the top, I gotta say, marijuana to crack.
Wow.
Hell of a trade up if
Everybody.
you're in that lifestyle. Sierra to Russell Wilson.
Brilliant move.
Yeah.
Phenomenal move. Good trade.
Rihanna to lingerie from Drake.
Yes.
Right.
Good.
Right.
And eating more vegetables from diabetes.
Yes.
Wow.
Good. Very
I made that
good.
trade. It's a good
Very
trade.
good. He just came home from diabetes.
that was a very, very, very.
You'll
good-
never lose a toe eating some broccoli.
Right.
You never,
It is.
okay. All right. So we got the 4 best trades. We got the 4 worst trades. Now, my last one, last Mount Rushmore for the day. We got to keep this going on. Who, and I'm going to start with you, Talent, because there's a point guard documentary coming out this week, right? Talent, there's a point guard documentary coming out this week. I don't know if you all had a chance to see it.
The 29th.
It's this week. Being what was
Yeah,
that next week?
it's this week.
Yeah.
This week.
It's done by Kevin Garnett and Mark Jackson and everything else. Those guys had a conversation about who's the best point guards and the whole thing. So I got to thinking, like, who are the worst point guards who got a ton of recognition? Like who? And being that you guys are from New York, I want to start with you first, and then I want to start with Fig. You guys tell me who the 4 point guards who everybody thinks is all worldly and they ain't all that. You know what I mean? Who went to the NBA?
Who thinks like that?
Huh?
Who thinks like that?
A lot of people. So go ahead.
All right. Well, here's the thing. Worst point guards. Frank, I want to apologize in advance for this list.
No, it's worst point guards that everybody thinks is good, but they ain't good. What?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I want to apologize to Frank and everybody in Boston because Boston ruined point guards. All 4 of mine got ruined in Boston. Sebastian Telfair, Isaiah Thomas, Kemba Walker, Delonte West.
Ooh, that's a good list. That's a good list.
All Boston. That Leprechauns. No.
Yeah, that's a great list. I'm gonna go to the next person in New York who's a New York fan of all it because there's documentaries being out there from Showtime. What's your list look like, Fig?
I'm gonna just start with the top, man. My top horrible point guard ever, probably to grace the garden floor for the New York Knicks, is Frank Damn Ntilikina. Who the hell picked him?
Who?
I like Frank,
Exactly.
man. I like Frank, bro.
Ntilikina. The
Okay, I
French
remember
dude.
him. I think he's a
Phil
dentist. I
Jackson
think he's a
picked.
dentist now.
Lord have mercy. DJ Augustine. Everybody thought he was gonna be like, yeah, he ain't turned out to be nothing.
I'm ready.
Dennis Smith Jr. We got Dennis Smith Jr. and thought that he was gonna be halfway good. He ain't turned out to be nothing.
I got the one.
And one of the greatest guys that we thought was gonna be like, we thought this dude, he was gonna be the next thing, and then he didn't turn out to be no thing. Markelle Fultz.
Damn.
He ended up with the yips. He couldn't even shoot no more. Like a layup, nothing. Markelle Fultz. I think the Sixers picked him.
Rodney Perry, what's your list?
The guy. When you're thinking of guards, man, you got to look at this guy. He was sent there to guard Nakahami Plaza, and the guy failed, but he ultimately helped Bruce Willis to solve the crime. So he did his thing.
What? The guard.
He was a guard. He was a guard.
Y'all, everybody slow. That's hilarious. The guard.
Let's look at this too. You start thinking of guards, man, that did their thing, man. You gotta wrap your mind. Don't look at me like that, Frank. You gotta wrap your mind around it. I mean, this was a bona fide guard, and he came out. You guys throwing me off, man, because I don't want to. Anyway, I'm not sure if this guy ever played the point guard position, but Michael Jordan's son.
What?
Which one? One of them was decent, and the other one was horrible.
I think
The youngest one was good. The older one was
your
sucked.
daddy is Michael Jordan. Even when you decent, you bad.
Yeah. That's
So I'm
how
gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. And finally, for me, once again, King Vic, man, this guy never snitched, man. I don't know why y'all like King Vic, man. It was a whole scandal, and King Vic never. They had him in the room with the Kool-Aid and the Skittles, and he never came clean. He didn't turn in Michael Vick. You got to respect that, man.
King Vic. Duga, you got your list?
Yes. Smush Parker.
Smush Parker was okay.
My second one. Smush Parker.
Wait, but who's the third one?
The third one is Smush Parker.
God damn.
That's three.
And the fourth one, Smush Parker.
Dave, you got your
They
list?
thought he was gonna be something. Kobe dragged this dude. Man, they thought he was gonna be something. He was horrible.
Yeah, he's horrible. Horrible. Dave, you got your list?
Yeah, man. All these guards personally are overrated as far as I'm concerned. And y'all can disagree with me. I don't care. Kyle Lowry, Kemba Walker, Paul Blart Mall Cop, and finally, and this one was a tie. This one was a tie for fourth. So this is fourth and 4A, Frank, if you'll indulge me. I want to say Ronnie DeVoe and Ricky Bell. Because all they do is point.
Ronnie DeVoe is a center. Ronnie DeVoe is a center.
Hey, you know what? He has a point there. He has a point there. But that kid that Minnesota took over Steph Curry, what was his name? Flynn? Horrible.
Horrible. T, I'm getting ready to start with you, man. We can ready to go through some. Let's see how much time. I ain't got that much time, man. I don't know if you saw this, T, but I got to ask you this first. Kyler Murray got that huge contract, right? It was so funny to me when I read through the fine line because they had to put in, you have got to do 4 hours of weekly film study, guaranteed. They put that in the contract. Never before has ever happened in NFL history. Do you think the Arizona Cardinals are going to regret putting in that you have to study? I ain't never heard that when you got to study before. What you think when you hear about that, T? You got to study.
Well, first of all, before I answer that, Harold Miner.
What's wrong with Harold Miner?
All right.
I forgot about Harold Miner. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can't believe nobody mentioned it. Anyway, this when people put stipulations in your contract, it only means one thing. That's the thing that they notice you don't do.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I'm cutting you a new contract, I want to put that thing in there that you don't do. Now the real thing is, if he's a guy that don't like to watch tape or whatever, film study. And we're going to put that in there and force you for this money. We need these amount of hours of film study. It sounds like it's small, Frank, but any little thing I put in the contract that you end up not doing is a breach of said contract. Sounds small as hell. And I bet you it's written real little. Hoping he missed it. So that if we regret a season end or half a season end, we could breach this sucker out, cut our losses, and trade and get another quarterback or move somebody up, or whatever the case may be. But mark my words, when people put things in there, it's the thing they notice that you don't do. So signing this new contract, I'm putting it in the contract.
Yeah, But from one game to the next game, they noticed Rodney Perry. They noticed last year that he didn't study at all, and he got
Right.
4 hours. Let's put it. Let's break down the numbers. Right, that's 1 hour a day, literally 4 days. He got to study for this. So they noticed he didn't even study at all last year. That's what they're saying. What you think, Rodney Perry?
Yep.
I mean, you also as a GM, as an owner, as a coach, head coach, you're trying to find a way to make a good guy better, right? And so this guy's good. He's a little undersized, but he's an athlete. And what could make him a little better if he got in that room and really started to break down these defenses? And they're forcing him to do that. They're forcing his hand, and he's running the risk of losing his money if he don't.
Yep.
But Dugard, they must say to themselves, how good would they be right now if he did study? And that's telling us as the audience that he didn't study at all last year. He didn't study.
Now, see, this is where talk can be in the league of brothers playing a quarterback position, because now that means there is a stereotype of this cat not studying the plays, not studying the playbook. So we will penalize you for not being a student of the QB position. This is the first time I've ever heard of a contract like this. So that means if that dude for some reason skips one of those days, they can hold that against him. It's a minor thing, but they can hold that against him. You say to yourself, is that contract really good? So because after taxes and agents and all that, he walks away scot-free with say about $75 million. Is it really worth it?
But the implication of this, Dave, since you are the business bully, literally, this has got to be one of the worst contracts, I think, in NFL history, because they literally are going to force to find out. How you find out if the guy studied or not? How you do that?
How do you enforce it?
Well, see, this is the problem. Not only am I a business person, Frank, I'm also an educator and professor at the Temple University, home of Bill Cosby, until they took his money and kicked him out. Anyway, the thing of it is, you give the man pop quizzes. Simple, multiple choice answers, right? 1 out of 4, he's at least got a 25% chance. If he's done the studying, as Kanye told Sway one time, if he's been doing the education, Frank, you know what I'm saying, then he'd have the answer, Sway. It's dirt simple. But yeah, like they're gonna be like a racist highway patrolman. They're gonna look for any little infraction to pull his ass over. You feel me? So I wouldn't have signed it, because those types of contracts got strings, and last I checked, I ain't no puppet.
I'm trying to tell you, Fig, they might even put $100 bill in the playbook as they give him every single week, like they did a couple of years ago. They slide $100 bills in playbooks to see if the kids would read the playbooks. You know, they might do that. What's your thoughts on this, Fig, when you hear this?
I'm gonna try and clean it up, Frank, because I know that's what we got to do. I'm gonna call this the ninja clause, and you know what I'm talking about. This is the ninja clause. This is what they do to black folks. Let me tell you what the record was of the Cardinals before Kyler Murray. In 19, they were 5-10. In 2020, they were 8-8. The first year Kyler Murray shows up and plays for them, they're 11-6. If he ain't studying the playbook, this kid is so athletic and has so much knowledge up in his head about the game of football, he's a damn wizard. They got better when this kid showed up. Yeah. And now they took that. This is a ninja clause. It's the same thing they did to Vic. They do it to Kyler Murray. They're doing it to this kid, Lamar Jackson. They always got something to say about a quarterback who is running this organization when his skin is brown. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Hey, you know what, Frank? He made some very, very clear. I'm sorry, Rodney, real quick. They are trying to do that to Lamar Jackson. And I'm a supporter of he don't have to do it. But if he gets his hair rebraided neatly, he'll get a bigger contract.
Hey, he actually did. I saw him last week, and he was sitting in on one of the shows. Thank you, Frank. How about this, guys? Maybe it don't take him 4 hours. Excuse me. You know, my son tried his hand at acting at one point, right? And he had a photographic memory. He could look at a sheet of paper and know it from top to bottom in like less than a minute. And it was interesting to me. And maybe this young kid, they're trying to figure out, well, how's he doing it? But it's like Fig said, he's doing it. The team is better with him, and because he don't spend 4 hours a week, don't mean nothing.
Mhm.
So I think that's some BS. And when you test him, he's gonna pass every test. So he signed it because he didn't give a damn.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, let's be honest. Like most quarterbacks are spending a lot more time than 4 hours a week to study the playbook of the upcoming. Like 4 hours is nothing.
It might not take him that though, Frank.
But
It might
you know
not
what,
take him
Frank?
that.
You know what? I gotta step in here, man. You just made me rethink something. They always say that the quarterback position is for the brains of the team, and that's because they tried to keep the black man out of that position because they didn't feel they were the brains of the team.
Yeah.
So they said it's got to be the leader, the general, whatever. So the white boys played that QB position, and Rodney has a point because we all grew up playing all sports and throw up tackle and all that kind of stuff. Maybe the black man can read and understand the playbook in his terms better than that cat that's studying 8 and 10 hours and he gets it like that. And they don't want to give him that credit and make you go through the whole rotation of studying when a guy could get it that fast and it's a done deal.
You know, I just like the fact that the kid stepped on the team and started winning. He gave him a winning record as soon as he got there.
At
What else
5'10",
you want him to do?
and he only 5'10", if that.
Winning.
Fellas,
At the end of the
fellas,
day, I don't care what sport you play.
none of
If
that
your
matters.
presence on the court, on the field, wherever you're going to, if it turns into wins instead of L's, that's all they should ask you to do.
All
Not
right,
if
Talon's
you
up.
gotta be able to
Talon's up.
read.
What'd you say,
What you
Taylor?
say, Talent?
Nothing matters if you can't read.
Look, we
Who
know
said he can't read?
read.
Who said he can't
R.
read?
Kelly made hits. He can't sing. He can't
Have you heard
read.
of Floyd Mayweather, sir? Have you heard of Fantasia?
Fantasia got a book deal.
Ricky Smiley got a book deal. He can't read neither.
I'm mad both of
Don't
y'all
do that.
brought up
Don't do that.
I'm
singers.
sorry.
First
He's
of all,
better. He's better.
how y'all gonna use singers as analogy?
But you
You
brought up
ain't
reading.
got how to read if you sing. It's here. But to get out there, you got to read the plays, bro. You got to watch the tape, bro.
No, I agree. Talon, I agree with what you're saying. Fig is gonna say what he said again, but I want us to do this.
Oh, what's that?
No. I'm saying you was gonna repeat what you said last time, right?
No,
Okay, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say that singers have to read too because you have to read music or at least the lyrics.
No,
How
not
you
if
gonna
you
know what the
not if
words
they,
are?
Now,
hey,
now you
Fizz,
memorize
not
it.
if they your lyrics. You don't have to read nothing. If I'm R. Kelly, I wrote my lyrics, so it's all right here. I ain't got to read a damn thing. Now, music is not the language. Music is a whole different thing. People that are musically inclined, they don't really read sheet music. Prince didn't have to read sheet music. R. Kelly didn't have to read sheet music. They're musically
Prince
inclined.
could read sheet music though. Prince
I
could.
mean, but he didn't have to because when you make it up, it's like us with comedy, bro. I know comedians, no shade. I know comedians that can't read. They don't really have to because it comes from here.
You got to read when you get on that TV set though.
Because and that's what they telling the man to do. What they tell him to do? Watch TV.
Woo, that's the stuff.
I think the least of his problem is being able to read. I think the guy's got a photographic memory. It don't take him long to figure out a playbook for a week, and he's doing it, and he's looking good doing it. And why not sign it? Because, hey, guys, I remember the shit in one day.
The man can read. You know, we all know he can. His name is Kyler, goddamn.
Yeah, reading's not his problem. Reading's not his problem.
Let's worry about Jamal in there.
Anyway,
Kyler,
we got to wrap the show, y'all. We got to wrap the show. Daniel Dugard, how long you here before you get ready?
I get back on the ship on the 30th for a week, so I'm free. I'm free August 6th, August 7th, August 6th, 7th. I'm free.
There it is. Thank you for joining the show today. We appreciate you. Rodney Perry, tell everybody what you got. What's cracking?
I'm with my family this weekend in Jacksonville. We're going out and spend some time with my daughter for her birthday. And then next week, I'm in Tampa, Florida at the Tampa Improv. So I'll see you at the show.
Wally Cleaver died. I can't believe this.
Yeah, I seen that.
Wow, not the Cleaver.
Marley should have been there.
Well, yeah, he's 77. He passed away. Business Bully, talk to me.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm going to be going to the gym. I just realized I lost enough weight to start doing pull-ups, Frank. So that's exciting. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got going on right now. It's just doing some pull-ups.
There's a lot.
Yeah, no, it really is.
My man Fig, talk to me.
Wally Cleaver.
I hate him so much. Right now.
Oh, Comedian Fig on social media platforms. I'm doing the damn thing. I just can't tell you what it is.
And my man Talent, who got like 500 dates in 300 days, talk to me.
Plumbing, construction, pharmaceutical,
Fluffer.
HVAC.
and real estate. Tomorrow, man, Wednesday, Harrisburg, Weekend Wednesdays with my man, the original king of comedy, DL Hewley. Get them tickets, man. Go on my site.
Y'all are watching the show called Box Seats. I'm pretty sure y'all are going to hear some of these jokes again when you come to see Box Seats live at Caroline's.
We got all new shit.
Oh no,
No,
brand new stuff.
I'm sure you're going to hear some of this, like what my man Talent said. Literally, when he said construction, like I think y'all going to see some of that. Like, I'm going to throw him some lobs. We're going to see the Box Seats. It's coming live. It's going to Caroline's in New York on Broadway, August 23rd. Door is open at 7 o'clock. In the meantime, you can check out the show every day, Monday through Friday, 1 to 2. Rebroadcast on Humor Mill channel on the app between 3 to 4. I also rebroadcast the show live at 7 o'clock on Facebook. Thank y'all for watching. I want to thank Daniel Dugar, Rodney Perry, Fig, the Business Bully, and Talent for doing the show. These guys will be back tomorrow. And the funny don't stop because, that's what we do. Like, y'all, thank you, man. We hope to see y'all on the 23rd.
Great job, Frank Holder.
Peace.
Peace. Huh? What happened?